Morning, good afternoon, good evening. Another episode of Healing the Fatherless Heart. Wanjiko Murigi, counseling psychologist. Here with this series. This series is very interesting and it's here in my heart, very close to me. I don't know if I sound funny or I just sound funny in my ears. I'm having really quite a cold and I'm feeling under the weather. So today it's about then they're the fathers who fight for their children. See, those fathers are awesome. See, we give them props, we praise them, pat on the back. I have met few. Some it's because of tradition, and then others is just because of nature. And this is what I mean. They're fathers who will fight for their children in terms of even if things between me and your mother are not working, even if your mother left with you, I will fight for you and you will know that you have a father and you will know that I'm there in your life. You will know that you have a protector. You will know that you have someone or somewhere where you can always run to. And there are two particular tribes that I know of, like I'm sure of, that they fight for their children, or they believe that if you leave as a woman, you don't go with the children, or even if you do, those children have to like come back. You get. One is Meru. I knew that through I'm do I say have Meru? I have Meru blood in me. And then I've had it with my relatives. I've seen it with my relatives where when things don't work out, or if you go out there and you leave a seed somewhere, this seed, when it is ready, it is brought back home. It's like the cows coming back home. It's brought back home and the child is embraced by family. So even if the father is not capable, even if the father decides that he's going to marry another woman or will never marry, this child will always know that home is where the father is, or where the father originates from. Example, we say I'm a guy and I'm a guy, and then I go somewhere and I plant a seed with a lady, and the lady gives birth, and then like I don't, those things of jumping gun, we don't, or they don't do that. So what happens is, if, and most of the times you will know, but if you don't know, it's something different. But if and once I know as the man, I will go and say I am the one who's responsible. I'm taking responsibility. And you, and now me as the guy, will agree with the parents of the girl that until the child is like a certain age, you come for them, because there's need for breastfeeding, there's need for nurture. Then when the child has grown, maybe like 2 or 3 years, either they bring the child, or I, as the guy, will go for the child and bring the child home, right? Sometimes it's not the man like is going to take care of the child directly, but then the child will be within the homestead. So you know how long ago we used to live in a homestead where there's my house, there's my parents' house, there's my brother, my sister, like that. So this child, if I like don't have a wife, or if I'm not able to take care of her because of one thing or another, that child will not be too far from me. They'll stay with my parents. You get? So that's Meru, and then the other one is Luya. Luya also don't neglect their children. At least I know. Nowadays it's different, but when I was growing up, it was that way. Like for a Luya guy to leave the children, it was taken very, very heavy. But then also in Mary, it was also taken very heavy. And I've seen relatives who are brought, like we have cousins out there who come back home. And like growing up, there was no even question, ati mama yake ni nani. So you already know the father. That's it. And now in today's society, because many people have left tradition, there are those ones who are sending themselves and they know my place in this child's life is very critical, is very important. I have to fight for the child. And you will find men who are going to court because, as I said, women sometimes we think with our emotions and we assume that just because a guy is not into you anymore or is not treating you right, that you should punish him by not seeing the children. That's very, please tuache. That's not something that we need to be fighting for or doing, because the person who gets hurt is the child. So in this day and age, what we are finding, or what I am seeing and what I'm experiencing, and what experiencing in terms of seeing people do it, is that the men who take their responsibility for the children to another extreme that is so wow. To those fathers, kudos to you guys. Like the kind of um like even words fail me. The kind of confidence, the kind of belonging, the kind of ego, and not bad ego, but then the kind of esteem that you're building in that child, whether boy or girl, it's at a whole other level, because these children feel they belong. They feel safe. Like these children will not reach a point where they start questioning, does my father or my mother love me? Does society do this? The sense of belonging it's so high, and the child feels so loved, extremely loved. So to the fathers out there who are fighting for their children and not fighting to punish the mothers, because there are also those ones who fight to punish the mother, but those ones who are fighting to be in your children's life, Aki, God in heaven is seeing you, and all the angels are applauding you, including Wanjiko is applauding you, because you may not see the benefit now. You may not even see it tomorrow Friday. But trust you, by the time these children grow, what you have done or the path that you've opened for them, imagine there's no one who can shut it. Just know that it might be hard, especially when you start, but keep going. There are people here behind the scenes like myself who are cheering you on. And imagine, respect to you, hats off for you guys. And don't give up. Keep doing it. And if possible, talk to other men to know the importance and the value of what you are doing. I know sometimes society can be like, cheza kama mwanaume, play like a guy. You don't need to do this thing. Acha umama. But you're feeding into not only that particular child, but to generations to come. All right. Thank you for listening. Let me hear your thoughts and enjoy weekend, not yet. Enjoy the rest of the day when you watch this. If you have any questions, always reach out to Psychologist on Call. And if there's need for therapy, reach out to therapists who are qualified, licensed. I'm one of those, but then also look for professional help, especially in such a journey. I know it can be draining, but please do look for help. Therapy does work, right? So to healing hearts that are fatherless, but then this one is to fathers who are in our hearts. Thank you and bye.